It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we've got Breece Hall. There's a lot to like from his showing last week. Well over 100 yards in a pair of scores. It's the Vikings and the Lions, next on EA Sports.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Today we've got a Week 6 match. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the final pick of the first round in 2018 out of Louisville. It's Lamar Jackson.
And he is, without any question at all, the focal point of this offense. Had an unbelievable game running the football last time out. We're not just talking about little scampers here and there for 5 or 10 yards. We're talking about big, long, explosive, field-flipping runs. And that's something this defense is well aware of.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. From the 25 on second down, Jackson. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The quick slant, good for a first down, a gain of 12.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. From the 38, Jackson. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Devin Bush driving in and picking up the sack.
It always up for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. So here are the Lions now backed up for their first drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
On second down, right back to Hines. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got Smith here. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Rookie to rookie on the hookup there, and it's a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. This is Hines. And this will wind up a Lions first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Douglas. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and controlled you have to remain as a defender. That's a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against it.
But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. This defense for the Vikings, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
Yeah, they only allowed 13 points, and you can poll all 32 coaches, and I guarantee you they'd say, we'll take that every single week. But let me think about that for a second. Maybe there would be one contrarian that would say, give me 10.
Goes right back to Smith again. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Now it's Hines. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at them with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and a tackle, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
So 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line. Operating from the gun, Douglas. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And Charles, what a battle this is within the division, because these guys, they've got the lead, but not by much. On the other side of the field, they're knocking on the door and trying to equal them in the wins category.
And I love that second part that you talked about, equaling them in the wins category, because if somehow you get down to the end of the year and they're tied in record, head-to-head's always the first tiebreaker. So the winner of this game, they'll have a big advantage.
The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of carries, 134 yards.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, That man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Like the footwork back there, and I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now it's Jackson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll find Hall. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Douglas. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. A good gain on 1st, has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They run with Hines, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They run again with Hines. And he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson, finding Pickens for another catch. 2nd down and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Jackson. Looking for Pickens. He's got him on the out route. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Here's Jackson. A beautiful fit. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is scooped up by the Lions.
Jackson on the keeper.
A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Following the fumble recovery, Douglas. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off play action, Douglas. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. This offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He'll find his man, LaVisca Chenault. And they're able to get this one across the 35. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake, Douglas. He'll check this down to Hines. 2nd down at 6 now from the 42. They'll look to throw again. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. Again, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Off play action, Douglas. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Able to complete this to Chenault. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Here's Hines. Oh, good move. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Douglas. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Douglas. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. Remember, he was drafted and released by the Vikings. Carlson able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Right now, they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
Williams on the coverage.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to roll it out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly what they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Lions will take over. So here are the Lions to take over. They got the victory last week. That was against the Baltimore Ravens, and they have the lead here as well. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Douglas. This to Hines on the drop-off. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Now a handoff up the middle. Hines. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
Throwing on 1st down. Douglas. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. On 2nd down, it's Hines. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Douglas. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
And now out comes Minnesota. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Jackson. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
13 yards remaining on second down. And Jackson throwing once more. Flush to his right, and he'll get nothing out of that one. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Well, I can spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Trying to lay one up deep. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Breece Hall, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board. Now still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, a full half to be played. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Connection made with Chenault. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Looking to throw. Douglas. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Douglas. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back to throw again. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before break. Douglas.
To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And it's the Dolphins who are out in front in the second quarter. Alan Lazard, a touchdown reception. From there, we fly north to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they lead the visiting Baltimore Ravens at halftime. Jonathan Taylor, 100 yards exactly on the ground with a touchdown run as well. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try to win this ball game.
To throw on third down, Douglas. Eluding the, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
But for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone can go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. Over the middle, complete. It's Hall.
2nd and 5.
They'll go option to the short side. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Now Jackson on first down.
He gets it underneath to Hall.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A 6-yard pickup brings up
on second down, a run with Hall.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll go as a loss of 9, and it leads to third down.
You see that celebration from him after that stop? Those corners don't normally have the chance to get behind the line of scrimmage and hand them big losses. So when he got that opportunity, he certainly made it a memorable one.
A dime look defensively for the Lions on third. Jackson from the shotgun. And this one is incomplete. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this one is no good. He missed it. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Well, they gave the 60-yarder a try, didn't make it, and now they're in a tough position defensively. This offense has it at midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. And in for the Lions touchdown. A big play there. 50 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
This fielded right at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground. Hall.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up second.
Hall again on 2nd down.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
17 yards, 1st down, Vikings. If you're going to blitz, you're going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than enough.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Straight ahead is Hall. Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up
now it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the 1st.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41.
They'll give to Hall.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
And now Jackson will look to throw it.
He dumps this one off here to Hall. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And they will not cut into that 10-point lead. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down now, it's Hines. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. On first down, Douglas.
This is Chenault on the receiving end. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
To throw on second down, Douglas toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Douglas. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hines.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. Oh, what a move. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On the ground with a tight end. Ooh, with a juke. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Look at this, a tight end carry. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Devin Asiasi, his first rushing touchdown on the year.
And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
George Karlaftis able to record his 5th sack of the season. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson, he's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end over the middle. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson. And a throw there going to be incomplete. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offense is called 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Hines. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd down, right back to Hines. And he stopped immediately there. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Looking to throw. Douglas. The pass underneath. Here's Hines with it. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Complete to Naheem Hines.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
They'll run on 1st down. It's Hines. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 48 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Douglas. Flushed out right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
Now to try the field goal, here's Daniel Carlson. This will be just a 21-yard attempt.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, and you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so, and maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And out now come the Vikings.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Jackson on first down. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
George Karlaftis picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson, open man is Goddard, the tight end. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Intended for DJ Moore. It's now 4th down.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down.
Able to find his man. It's Pickens.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 39, Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Jackson now. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 38-yard line. Now Jackson.
There's Tremble, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson.
That caught by Tremble. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
To throw again is Jackson.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10.
Here's Jackson to throw.
Completes this one to Pickens. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
From the gun, it's Jackson.
And he will find Atwell. That's complete. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll run with Hall.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hall again. But he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal.
Jackson. Escaping the press, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that cuts this lead down to 13. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On first down, Hines
Down to about the 37.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on second down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, and then you stop that clock. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Back to throw. Douglas.
Got a man. It's Waddle, complete.
And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. They'll run on first down. It's Hines.
Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Game in hand, the offense takes the knee. On second down, it's Hines, and he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. And his kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and I think they might have something in this young rookie quarterback because he certainly looked the part.
I have to ask you a question. Are you thinking similar to what I'm thinking? That these rookie quarterbacks, they come in more prepared than ever before?
Year after year, they just seem more comfortable from day one.
I think you start really young now. These quarterback coaches, they play against the better competition. They go to camps across the country. Then they play big-time games in college. So when they get to the NFL, it's not quite the same, how would you say it, pressure that they felt in years past. And these kids just go out and perform.
And keep in mind, he led them to a road victory here, even more impressive. So for Detroit, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2.
And they will head home for next week's contest. That is against Washington.
Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.